Merry Christmas and welcome to All About English. This is Read All About It with me, Dennis Wilborn. In this series, we will dig into the world of Charles Dickens and his timeless novel, A Christmas Carol. To completely examine the story's concepts and teachings, I will divide it into 26 parts, of which this is part 9. So come along with me as we journey with Ebenezer Scrooge to learn the true meaning of Christmas. In the 8th part of chapter 1, we will see the conclusion of Scrooge's encounter with the ghost of Jacob Marley as the ghost disappears. Scrooge is left to contemplate the warning he has received. So, join us as we bring the first chapter of this classic tale to a close and see how Scrooge responds to Marley's warning. So let's see what it's all about. Marley's Ghost, Part 8. Now, I finally figured out why I keep getting this wrong, and I'm going to fix it right now. From here on out, I am calling these episodes, not parts. So this is actually episode 9, and this is part 8 of chapter 1. Okay? The last and final part of chapter 1. Next will be chapter 2. All right, so getting into the vocabulary. Dismayed, adjective. Dismayed is feeling shocked and disappointed. Dismayed. I felt dismayed when I saw who won the contest. Oh, I'm so shocked and disappointed. Yeah, did you ever get that? I went to a sports day with my kids today, with my family, and yeah, I was a little dismayed when, I won the first little race with the other dads, but I couldn't get all the way to the end. I was a little bit dismayed, disappointed, and sad. Yeah, I wasn't that sad. It was fun. All right, next up, haunt. Ooh, I love this word, haunt. If you like horror movies, you would love this word. Haunt is a verb. We often hear the word haunted house. Haunt is the verb that is attached to the word haunted. Haunt would be the past tense of haunt. To be present in someone's mind in a way that causes pain, sadness, etc. I bet you were thinking that it only meant ghosts attending to your business or spending time in your house, but that is not what haunt means. It means to be present in someone's mind. So in this example, he is still haunted by the things that he saw in the war. Yeah. So are there things that haunt you about your past that cause you pain and sadness? That's usually what we are talking about. Here's another example. The painful memory of her childhood still haunts her. Yeah. See how the verb is conjugated? Haunts, because the painful memory is the subject of this sentence. It's not, she isn't the subject. She's the object of the sentence. The painful memory is the subject. So it haunts her. And people say that the king's ghost is still haunting the castle. Now, a castle doesn't have a mind, and so therefore it can't, fit in this definition to be present in someone's mind, except that when people go into that place, the castle, they may be haunted by the presence of something that causes pain or sadness, etc. So the next one up is shun. Shun, to avoid somebody or something. This is another verb. I have shunned alcohol for the past 5 years. Well, for me, it hasn't been 5 years, but it has been 1. So I've only got 4 more to go before I can say this sentence is true. Shun is something you also do to people. Normally, we shun people that we don't like or who treat us wrong. So don't rub me the wrong way. I might have to shun you. All right. To cease. Cease, another verb. To stop happening or to end. If If cheating does not cease, there may be arrests. What on earth would cause cheating, or what kind of cheating might cause arrests? I wonder if there might be like uh, some kind of political thing that someone might cheat at that would be worthy of arrest. I don't know. It won't ever happen in the United States, at least it doesn't seem to. Research has found that half of the world's languages could cease to exist by 2100. Now that's interesting. If that's a true statement, I'd like to know. Maybe I'll do a little research on my own after that. Always ask questions. Remember, fighting along the border has ceased. Well, that's good. We don't like fighting. End the fighting, right? Make that fighting cease. All right. And the last one is repose. Repose. A state of rest, sleep, or feeling calm. I need a few minutes of repose before I can go back to work. That's a noun, so it is a state of rest. Do you ever do that at work? I've talked to people in certain places. I won't name their names or their companies, but they take naps. They put themselves into a state of repose before they go back to work between lunch break or during their lunch break. Yeah. I guess it helps them to sort out their brains and stuff. All right. Let's get into chapter. We're still in chapter 1, but let's get into part 8. Part 8. Where did we leave off? Last time we were talking, we left off talking about. Oh, it was Scrooge. It was Scrooge and Marley's ghost talking about. What? What were they talking about? Oh, let's go check. Let's go check. All right. Okay, and we're waiting. Okay, they were talking about those senses. Here we go. Yes, Marley was explaining how he has to wander the earth because he never did anything in his life that was his business. But what is his business? His business was not what Scrooge was thinking. Scrooge was thinking his business was their business, counting money and doing whatever else they do. But Marley says that his business was mankind. The common welfare, the welfare of the people was his business. Charity and mercy and benevolence, they were all his business. So it's quite a warning to old Scrooge of what might be to come for him if he doesn't start taking care of his business. Let's see if that's what this is in the last chapter here of book chapter 1. The last part of chapter 1. Here we are. Scrooge was very much dismayed to hear the specter going on at this rate, and began to quake exceedingly. Hear me. My time is nearly gone. I will, but don't be hard upon me, Jacob, please. I am here tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate. A chance and hope of my choosing, Ebenezer. Oh, you were always a good friend to me. Thank ye. You will be haunted by 3 spirits. It is that the chance and hope you mentioned, Jacob? I think I'd rather not. Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow night when the bell tolls 1. Expect the second on the next night at the same hour. The third upon the next night when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more, and look that for your own sake you remember what has passed between us. It walked backward from him, and at every step it took, the window raised itself a little, so that when the apparition reached it, it was wide open. Scrooge closed the window and examined the door by which the ghost had entered. It was double locked, as he had locked it with his own hands, and the bolts were undisturbed. Scrooge tried to say, "Humbug," but stopped at the first syllable. And being, from the emotion he had undergone, or the fatigues of the day, or his glimpse of the invisible world, or the dull conversation of the ghost, or the lateness of the hour, much in need of repose, he went straight to bed without undressing and fell asleep on the instant. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I have to say, I love this line right here when he's talking about the reasons why Scrooge might be tired. And he mentions the dull conversation of the ghost. I don't know about you, but I think talking to a ghost would probably be pretty exciting. But he says that it's a dull conversation in this story because actually, looking back on the actual topic of the conversation, it wasn't really exciting. And Marley himself wasn't really too exciting. It was rather dull. So now that we've seen the conversation, we finished the chapter, why did Marley's ghost come to see Scrooge? That's right. He came to give him a warning, right? We know that. He gave him a warning of his own path last night, but also he gave a warning of what was to come. And what is to come? What did the ghost tell Scrooge would happen in the following nights? What is to come? He gave him a warning that he would be visited by three spirits in the following nights. He doesn't give any other information than that, other than, without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. These visits from these ghosts or spirits are important. Otherwise, Scrooge will be stuck doing the same as Marley. How did the ghost leave the room? Magic. Well, kind of. I mean, he's a ghost. Did he go out through the walls like he came in? No, he walked right out through the window. I'm not sure why he had to open the window. I really don't know about that part. The window just opened itself up and poof, he just vanished. Very strange. He didn't use the door. But I like how he points out in the story that Scrooge closed the window and examined the door and noticed that it was still double locked, as he had locked it with his own hands, and the bolts were undisturbed, hadn't been unlocked and relocked. So it's clear he can't say humbug. So he seems a little bit rattled. He seems a little bit spooked. Whew. And I would say all of that has left him feeling exhausted. Yeah, that's a good word. Really, really tired. He needed a repose. He was in need of repose. Yeah, he needed to take a rest. Remember that word up here? We talked about repose, a state of rest, sleep, or feeling calm. I don't think he was feeling calm, but he definitely needed sleep. All right, language practice is still here. You've still got true or false in the link in the description. And the question I have to ask is, I mean, there's lots of things here, but what do you think Scrooge has to change about his life? I mean, we've seen very little, but what is it specifically that you think he has to change? I'd love to know. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you next time. That's right. This is the first episode of today, and tomorrow and later tonight you'll have the next episode. See you then. Thanks for joining me on this reading of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. And if you want to continue the story, just click on the box right over there. I am always grateful for your support, so please remember to like and subscribe for more from All About English. Merry Christmas.